Welcome to the RYM Student Podcast, helping you fit God's truth into your life. Reflecting on biblical truth is vital for the life of the believer. We hope this podcast will encourage you in your walk with Jesus. The following was recorded at one of Reformed Youth Ministries conferences. The audio might not be clear, but the message is. We hope you enjoy it.
Some wise people figured out, let's go and find out about these people and what their life is like and what their culture is like. And they were like this, hey, tell me what your life is like. Teach me about what it's like to live in Zanzibar or in Korea or in, Belarus or wherever. Teach me what it's like to be you. You tell me your story. There's a very famous Christian named Francis Schaeffer. He has led many people to Christ. And someone asked him, I think someone asked him one time, if you had an hour to spend with someone to share the gospel, what would you do? And he said, for 55 minutes, I would just ask them questions and listen to their story. And then at the very end, I would tell them about the hope there is in Jesus Christ. But he says, I would lead with my ears, not with my mouth. I would lead with my ears, listening to them, dignifying them, treating them not like a project, but like a person. Okay? And Jesus does not treat this woman like a project, even though she is one. Okay? He is going to do some work in her heart, but he doesn't treat her like that. He dignifies her. And if you want to show mercy to someone, you cannot treat them like a project. Like you've got everything figured out, all right? Because you don't. And that you're just going to fix him. Look, that is not how we do mercy, okay? Because we don't treat people like they're projects that we have to clean up. That does not dignify them. That does not give them, it doesn't respect them. Instead, Jesus dignifies this woman. He says, he asks her, he puts himself in a position of weakness to her and says, will you give me a drink of water? Now, when you're merciful to someone, here's the other thing that's true, is that when you're merciful to someone, you can kind of break through the surface things that you guys talk about, sports, weather, Netflix. You're able to talk about real things when you show them that you care. And Jesus shows this woman that he cares about her, and he treats her in a way that she's not used to being treated. And because of that, he is able to say some hard things to her, like, yo, you've had 5 husbands, and the one you have now is not your husband. So he just names her sin. Like, what your personal nightmare, if not right now in a few seconds, is like, what if I could read your mind and I could be like, this person over here, they did this, this, and this. And I just named it in front of everyone, like, just named your sin, like your secret sin. Whoa, that is so frightening. Jesus does that to this woman. He gives her truth and he gives her mercy. And this is something else that we have to learn about mercy, is that mercy is never divorced from truth, and truth is never divorced from mercy. There are 2 kinds of Christians, really, or Christian groups. There's 2 kind of extremes you can be, all right? On one extreme over here, we've got the Christians who don't care about doctrine, who don't really care about religion at all, really. They're just like, look, Jesus was all about love, and we just love people here, And we don't judge. Look, it's just about love here. It's all about love, and we don't judge. And those people are typically kind of people who, like, that's where you're going to find, like, your same-sex attraction is going to be approved of there, and that's going to be good, and they're going to give that a thumbs up because they don't judge. That's where you're going to have a lot of things, like, oh, you're Muslim, well, we're all just going up the same mountain toward God. That's fine, too. So they're over here, and they're all about mercy. They're like, well, look, we're just going to, and these people are usually the ones who do the soup kitchens and, like, really actually help poor people, all right? And then over here, and this is kind of where we tend to reside lots of times, okay, is over here on the other end of the spectrum, where there's people who are all about truth, about doctrine, about the Westminster Confession of Faith, baby. Let's do this thing. Let's catechize our children. We got God in a box. We've got it all figured out, and we are about the truth. And Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life, and you're not in him, you're burning. I hope you like the smell of smoke, because that's where you're headed. And it's mercy. It's mercy. God elected us, and we didn't, deserve it. It's unconditional and all that, but we have got, and here's the thing, is that both of those are religions, and neither one of them are Christianity, okay? Both of those are religions, and neither one of them are Christianity. There's nothing wrong with the Westminster Confession of Faith, by the way. It's great. But Jesus never does just truth, and he never does just mercy. It's always truth and mercy, and you have to have both of those things, okay? You have to have both of them, or you don't have Christianity. And Jesus is able to say these hard things to this woman because she knows that he cares about her, because he has treated her not like a project, but like a person. And if you want to show mercy to someone, maybe you want to talk about your faith with someone, put yourself out there and be like, hey, I want to share with you what Jesus is doing in my life. No one's going to care about that unless they know that you care about them. People don't care what you know until they know that you care. That is trite, but it's also true. And we can't show mercy to people until we have shown empathy, until we have walked in their shoes, until we have learned about them. But once we have shown mercy to someone, and once God shown mercy, then he can tell us anything. All right? Jesus can say anything to me because he loves me despite all the bad things in my life. And so he can name those things and say those things to me. We can tell people the truth if we are merciful. And we can show mercy if we tell people the truth.
For more information on RYM student conferences, visit rym.org/conferences.